He has lost his sword. Now his hand is only grabbing thin air. The arm of the fairy knight statue. The statue fell on the stick and cut it in half. Your stick is broken. All right, sage of the spheres and temporal analyst, I better get us out of here. And then you'll tell me what I need to know. This time it wasn't my fault. The boulder is much too heavy. The statue fell on the stick and cut it in half. The other half is lodged beneath this statue. Damn, this is high. How many paces might that be? No, I won't risk the leap under any circumstances. Are the items in there valuable? I'm sorry, you have to know that I bring bad luck. Out of reach. You'll have to travel on without a backpack, I'm afraid. Why must everything always be out of reach? What did those crystals do to Nuri? The explorer is right. We'd better stay away from these stones.
Geron, Seleavi Uribella Amatesta. Uh-oh.
She's gone crazy. She's gone even more crazy. Nuri!
Anrianvella muren amatesta liananati. Gerionero Anrianvella.
What did she say? How could that happen? What's wrong? Do you have something in your throat? Here, take a mouthful.
Oh, black fortunes. The fairy artifact. Millennia. Gone in a blink of an eye.
We have to save Nuri. She's been cut off from us, and she seems to be in shock.
Am I surprised? She just had to touch the crystals. Your fairy has to find another way out.
But the orcs are on that side, and they've surely been following us. Nuri mustn't fall into their hands.
I can draw a safe passage back for her, but I'd need the notebook from my backpack.
Very well. The notebook it shall be. Too short. Too short. The stick fits perfectly into the hole left by the sword handle. If the stick wasn't broken, I could reach the backpack with it. Damn, this is high. This time it wasn't my fault. No time to experiment. No time to experiment. Before I could scrape it out from underneath, the cave will likely have collapsed. The stick fits perfectly into the hole left by the sword handle. If the stick wasn't broken, I could reach the backpack with it. I hope this wasn't a patron saint of the fairies. I hope this wasn't a patron saint of the fairies. Nuri, could you please? Well, good, thanks.
Atialne mune du leval. Is man trairelli. Is lera man trairelli.
The stick fits perfectly into the hole left by the sword handle. The stick fits.
On mun lilla Karen.
The explorer is right. We'd better stay away from these stones.
Garon, se le avi o ribelle a ma testa. Uh-oh.
I'd rather not. I'd rather not. No time to experiment. I'll leave it closed. I don't want to have to deal with those things.
Here. This is for your ferry. The way out of the mountain. She must run to the mill that's marked here. That's where we'll meet again. Do you think she'll find the mill?
You can count on Nuri.
Good. Fairies tend to be a little unfocused. Maybe we should carry on this conversation outside.
This doesn't yield anything. Nuri! Damn! It's flying away!
Fairy interference. I'm afraid everything in here will crumble apart very soon.
I'm not leaving Nuri behind.
Of course not. I'll make new directions. But you will have to get them to her another way.
Hold on, Nuri.
Here's another sheet with directions. Follow the directions to the mill. You can't miss it. The way should be safe. Come, my boy. It's time to leave. So the seer wants to get hold of Nuri Daran Elavanda. Where's Satinav? History has a way of repeating itself.
What do you mean by that?
Once before, the seer abused fairies by making them play the harp for him, until they lost their magic and fell victim to the darkness.
Nuri called them sad fairies. The seer sent them to follow our tracks.
Possible. Quite possible.
Why Nuri? There must be other fairies somewhere.
A good question. What do you know about Nuri and her homeworld?
Nuri never told me anything about her background.
Perhaps she was scared.
Of her home.
Or her past. The magic of the fairies can turn whole worlds upside down.
You mean Nuri's world might have changed since she's been here?
Well, that's why she came here in the first place.
Nuri can't use magic, or she'll either die or lose her soul.
I see.
We hoped you could help us.
I'm afraid I'd have to know more about the world she came from.
Do you know where Nuri comes from?
I was never able to explore the world behind the stone oak forest portal before I sealed it. But I have a theory. Nuri's home world might be the fairyland Narutvana.
Narutvana.
A colourful place. A land of bliss.
That doesn't sound too bad, does it? I wonder why she refuses to go back there. You fought alongside the king's heroes?
Hezinda forbid. I'd make a knight of miserable stature. When the young king asked me for help, the seer had long been in captivity, but I sealed the fairy gate in the stone oak forest.
So that was you?
For all time, the hardest decision in my whole life. But other fairies might have reached Andergast to play the harp.
How come you didn't find Nuri at the fairy gate back then?
There were rumours in those times that the heroes had saved a fairy from the seer's clutches, but nobody felt it necessary to introduce her to me before they let her go.
Do you know more about the magic harp?
It can only be played by the hands of a fairy. A human, even the seer, would perish in the attempt. That's because it was built by fairies.
What for?
It must harbour great power. Power that suits the seer well. Unfortunately, its whereabouts are unknown. We could examine it further otherwise. The Academy of Magicians never broke their silence about it to me. I can't blame them.
But why is it in our world and not with the fairies?
That's one thing that must be discovered. There must be records of Andergast in the Academy.
Did you know the seer?
No. But people told many stories about him. Rumours, you know?
What rumours?
That he had been born blind, yet touched by Satinav. Or cursed. He saw the future of others, but it was always death, mischief, and bad luck. Never any good or favourable things. Others claimed he was a warlock, driven by the desire to make his prophecies come true.
The seer once prophesied misfortune for me too. Is he trying to make that true also?
I am sure he has other goals. His own goals.
I don't know how long I'll be able to protect Nuri.
The burden you are carrying doesn't belong on your shoulders alone, Geron.
What do you mean?
Considering what he plans to do to Nuri, I will do everything in my power to help you.
Satinav. Satinav. The Raven mentioned the name once. Can you tell me more about Satinav?
You mean the steersman of the Barge of Time? The Irresistible? Satinav was a mighty demigod who descended to the underworld to conquer the Barge of Time. But the gods punished him for his sacrilege. Now he's chained to the helm of the barge for all eternity and watches the stream of time. He and he alone can see the past and the future, but not even he can change either of them.
Is that why we see the damage the ravages of Satinav cause everywhere?
Yes, yet the damage they cause is not the same in every world.
Is there really no way to change the future?
Future? Past? What do those words mean? Tomorrow becomes yesterday quite fast, doesn't it?
The seer has seen the future. Mine too.
Don't believe what every blind man claims to have seen.
My head is buzzing. If Nuri falls into the hands of the seer, she'll be doomed.
He'll force her to unleash dark fairy magic on Andergast.
But to what end?
He is a seer. It has to be related to the future. After all the things he did in the past, we have to expect the worst. Your mentor only saw one way to prevent it all from happening.
I cannot kill Nuri, not even if our world would be saved from doom by doing it.
Geron, I'll never allow even one hair on Nuri Daranelavander's head to be touched.
I am prepared to do whatever it takes.
So why don't we take her back to her world?
Nuri doesn't want to go back to her world.
But that's the only way. No matter what she fears, you'll have to take her back there. Otherwise, she'll die.
But haven't you sealed the gate to Nuri's world forever?
And it can never be reopened again. That's right, but there might be a second portal to Narutvana. It is said to be located in the Swamps of Lament, deep in the no-man's land of the Brinask Marshes.
Are there any other fairy gates? Ones that aren't as far away?
Those gates lead to different worlds in which Nuri would have to die. We cannot take that risk.
Where exactly can I find this fairy gate?
There's a colleague of mine staying in Enqui, Andergast. He has in his possession the crystal of Narutvana. It's a magic prism that points the way to the fairy gate. And it opens the gate as well. Or so I hope. In the meantime, I'll go to Andergast to research the whereabouts of the magic harp in the academy there. And who knows? Perhaps we'll find a way of rendering the harp harmless.
So it shall be.
Here, take these notes for your voyage. You will find Goswin's address and all my knowledge concerning the fairy gate and the realm behind it.
I'm ready. Enqui, Meander Goswin, fairy prisms, swamps of lament, and soon Nuri will be home.
Wait. They say a mighty, very dangerous creature guards the fairy gate.
What kind of a creature, pray tell?
Its eye is said to petrify all living beings, just like a basilisk.
I was expecting as much. There's always a catch. How can I get past the guardian of the gate?
No one has ever returned to give an answer to that question. Cheer up. Your namesake, St. Geron, once fought against the Basilisk King.
He was the mightiest hero of all time, and he possessed the divine sword Seven Stroke.
There's a hero inside everyone.
Why don't you go to Enqui, and I'll research the harp in Andergast?
The magicians weren't exactly my friends back then, but do you honestly believe they'd let someone like you into the academy?
All right, forget it.
Now our ways must part, Geron. Protect Nuri's life for all it's worth. Take her back home where she can be happy.
You have my thanks for everything. Wish me luck.
You will find your way. We'll meet again in Andergast.
Here lies... The name is not recognizable anymore. Whoever you may have been, may Boron have mercy on you. A Boron's wheel? I hope that's not a bad omen. I'm not defiling a grave. I'm not defiling a grave. I need to focus on the task. Nuri, are you there?
you.
He doesn't tell us where she is.
I don't know. I'm not telling.
Let's make him wait in darkness till the bird arrives. The raven shall deal with him.
The raven?
He will make him talk. I'll get him. You watch the mill.
The raven belongs to the seer?
As soon as the sand runs out, the night herd will talk.
And his thread will break.
Ugh. There must be some kind of attic up there. Nuri!
Kiran, are you alright?
Those creatures. I'm trapped.
There's a shard lying here. It's very sharp.
Great.
I'll throw it down to you.
No, wait,
Do you have it?
No.
You should have caught it.
Nuri,
Who knows where it is now?
I can't see anything.
That's because there are no rainbow crystals here.
Can you come down to me?
There is no staircase, and there's this pale man outside.
Didn't you say you can collect moonlight?
I get sick if I use magic.
I know, but if I can't free myself fast, I'll be dead.
But just very briefly, all right?
I promise.
The shard has fallen onto the scale.
I'll never be able to reach it like that. The scale has come loose. No wonder the mill is forsaken. One day my soul will be weighed, but that day is not today. What is that pale figure doing out there?
It's staring into the dark, as if it's missing something.
One of the creatures has vanished. I can't hear the other one. With the rest of the jug missing, Nuri can't do anything here. Can you fix the scales? I'll never be able to reach it like that. One day my soul will be weighed, but that day is not today. I'll never be able to do that. I have to free my feet somehow. No dice. Those are knotted tightly.
If you had caught my shard, you'd be able to cut the ropes now.
I'm not strong enough to loosen them. It was worth a try. Won't break. One day my soul will be weighed, but that day is not today. Come over here.
I can see you.
Go to the hole in the middle.
Okay.
This shows my time running out. I still have some time. I could use the saw right now. How am I supposed to reach it? The cupboard leg looks quite rickety. If my legs were free, I could destroy the cupboard. It's a stool.
A chair.
Lamps. saws, shards, and all of them out of reach. The oil lamp is directly above the stool. There's a hole way back there.
You said very briefly.
It's broken off. That's why the sawmill isn't working anymore. That must have been some kind of cogwheel. The sawmill mechanisms are out of order. No wonder the mill is forsaken.
Imp!
There seems to be a basement underneath. Hello? The mill is as forsaken as it looks. At least I shattered something before I die. More shards out of my reach. The cupboard leg looks quite rickety. I can't even break wood as brittle as that. If my legs were free, I could destroy the cupboard. This spell has its limits. Hopeless. It's lodged too tightly. I'm sure I can't open the hatch this way. It was worth a try. I guess I could smash the glass, but the shards won't be any help back there. This way at least I know how much time I have left. More shards out of my reach. Clay, glass, but not this thing. Clay, glass. One day my soul will be weighed, but that day... Just a hole.
I can see you.
What is that pale figure doing out there?
It's staring into the dark, as if it's missing something.
One of the creatures has vanished. I can't hear the other one. Sometime I'll be able to break even that. Won't break. Just a hole.
A chair!
Can you fix it? Nuri! Completely useless. It's a stool. Completely useless. Lamps, saws, and all of them out of... looks quite rickety. I can't even break wood as brittle as that. Twas worth a try. No dice. Those are knotted tightly. I have to free my feet somehow. 'Twas worth a try. Seems to be in working order. No, I'm not going to mess with it. There's nothing wrong with it except for some cracks. I could use the saw right now. How am I supposed to reach it? Hopeless. It's lodged too tightly. Hello? The mill is as forsaken as it looks. It's still intact. Can you fix it? Nuri! It's broken off, and that's why the sawmill isn't working anymore. Do you see that drum-like thing down there? Can you fix that for me? Nuri!
Garen,
That's just a spider.
spiders have 12 legs.
Nuri, please, you have to focus now.
Okay.
It's moving again. Just a matter of time until the creature notices the sawing.
Now the saw is much closer.
Yes. Couldn't it just have landed at my feet? Can you fix it? Nuri! The gods be thanked for this saw. Ha! Now all I have to do is free my hands. Never be able to reach it like that. I'm not strong enough to loosen them.
The shard has fallen onto the scale.
One day my soul will be weighed, but I'll change my fate for the better eventually. Doesn't break. With the rest of the jug missing, Nuri can't do anything. I don't need magic for that. Only had any...
A chair!
supposed to reach it? Now it's directly above the other scale. One day my soul will, but that day... Ha! Got it!
Garen, I feel dizzy.
Just a little while longer, Nuri. I'm not strong enough to loosen them.